Welcome back to Endometriosis Real Talk Part 2 with Emily and Marta from the Strut Bible. If you haven't watched Part 1, it might be more useful to watch that first before this.
So once this has happened, obviously that's not really nice to go through anyway, but then the results afterwards, so
they can give you a clear picture about her, so they can actually see where endo was. They can remove the tissue and they can kind of say whether the stuff could come back or not. They can see this after the first operation.
So with endometriosis, unfortunately, there is nothing you can do about it. It is incurable. It's something that once you have it, this is something that you generally have to live with. Some women have it more severe than others. It's really quite an individual thing. But this is something that once you, even though you can't do anything about it, like, you know, medically, there are operations that you can have to remove the tissue, and that's something that you kind of have to ongoingly have. And then there's also just a lifestyle change. There's ways that you can kind of just help your body out a little bit. So Marta, what did you find? I mean, first of all, you've had operations to remove the tissues.
I had 4 operations.
You've had 4 operations, okay. And that basically, they remove the tissue, and it's something that inevitably is going to build up again.
Yes.
But how long were you okay after the operations? How long was it? Was it okay for a little while?
Yes.
Did you find them effective? You find it something that helps you get through this, having the regular sort of things?
It definitely depends of how bad the endo is. It has developed. With my case was my organs kind of moved to the wrong places. They no longer in the place where they should be.
Right.
Like how you were born.
Yeah.
So often my ovaries are moving to or are being pushed forward, or attached to my back, or attached to my bladder. There's lots of different things. So what they do, they just separate them, those organs, they put them back in place.
Yeah.
They remove the tissue. Each operation they would have to remove all the scarring inside for the body to naturally create a new scarring, so the new tissue will be created. Yeah. They do help, and it's up to a year or year and a half.
That
depends.
That feels
okay.
all right.
It's not perfect, but there is a chance.
But it's better than how it's been.
However, you have to still carry on with much better lifestyle, and I find it very helpful. And
so one thing you mentioned to me earlier on is actually stress. We were talking about, is endometriosis maybe something that we have developed in this modern age where we are drinking a lot, or we're stressed out more, or this and that? Because I mean, that's just a theory, but it is something I'm hearing a lot more women dealing with it. Is it something that can be prevented, or if not, is there something that you can do with your lifestyle, like your diet and exercise, the things that you can do? So Marta, what is it that you do to help with your diet and your lifestyle? What are the things that help you get through this time?
Yeah, I agree with, for example, for myself was the diet. I try to eat quite healthy. Of course, if I fancy chocolate, I'll have chocolate. If I fancy crisps, anything, I'll have that.
It's a hormonal thing, so we can't get in the way of hormones. If a girl needs chocolate, we need chocolate. If we need a big bag of potato chips, then we go for it. But generally, it's about trying to be as healthy as possible for your body.
Yes, filling your diet with something which can support your body, gives you vitamins, nutrition, everything, like, I don't know, smoothies. Try to eat a lot of greens, and I do that a lot. And I eat a lot of vegetables. Yeah. I do lentils as well, and they help me as well. So everyone is different, so everyone will find different diets to help them a bit more or less. Yeah. I found that after drinking even half glass of wine, I would get the pain. So there's clearly something not right there.
So you've not actually drunk now for a few months, is it?
3 months
and
now.
You find that that's better?
Yes, that's better.
Oh, gosh.
Yes.
Must be hard.
Yeah, but then sometimes you can afford the pain, so when you have to drink,
every now and again, a special occasion, you can have a drink.
Absolutely.
And it's just about worth it.
It's not to completely cut and go crazy about it. It's just, how can you help? How can you manage? It's to listen to your body, listen to yourselves, and see what makes me happy. Just to even put a little journal and just to see,
record about what's happening.
Yes, because you will see, you're gonna know what affects you more, what can help you.
Yeah. Yeah,
What-
exactly. So if you do something that brings it on, maybe it's something to watch and you know not to go back to it. What about exercise? You said like
Absolutely.
things, I know Marta likes her yoga. So obviously breathing is a really big part of kind of controlling pain and also putting yourself mentally in a space where you can kind of deal with things a little bit easier. So
positive.
you
Absolutely.
find that you kind of, the yoga sort of helps your body with the breathing, with the stretching. You find that
Absolutely.
helps?
Yoga, especially, I've done Ashtanga for 3 years now, and helps a lot. First of all, it's with stretching your body, relaxing your body, listen to your body. It helps. The breathing is very important, and it helps you to control when you have the cramps. For the muscle to relax.
Yeah.
It's the same when women giving birth. It's the same. It's all about the breathing. It's about the control.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it's as much exercise you can, and sometimes you're in agony, you feel like I cannot do anything. I try to walk a lot. I try to exercise as much as I can,
Yeah.
and it definitely helps me.
Yeah, definitely. So what would you say to girls watching this, or women going watching this and actually maybe thinking that they might have the symptoms, or thinking that they are going through the same thing that you're going through, what you're describing? What would you say that your advice would be to have a look at their body and kind of just notice the changes? Keep an eye on it for a start. How long would you say to wait before you would go to the doctors?
I would give myself, if there was situations where you have experienced some abnormal situations where the pain was a bit longer, or something is not right, or when you get stressed you get the pains, I would definitely ask to be referred to the gynecologist, to at least to be listened to see, to check, and I would give myself 3 to 6 months to just watch myself and just to see whether this is something which is repeating itself all the time, and definitely fight for it. And you know, we are women, we very strong, and we can take it so much pain as much we can. However, sometimes we do need a bit of support, and I think to be aware of that you're not alone. There's lots of women which they think that's normal. It's not normal. It's not normal. We should enjoy our lives and we should be happy. The pain means that you're still alive. That's fine. That's a positive thing. However, it doesn't have to be this painful.
So there are ways that you can manage it. So obviously pain relief, and I think you can also take some sort of hormonal things. I think obviously this is when you go quite deep into the condition, this is when you'll start learning more about it. So there are ways of sort of trying to curb the condition slightly, but unfortunately it's never really going to go full stop. So as I said, I've known Marta years. I've known her journey through this, but every time I've seen her, she's always been like very uplifted and bubbly. She always makes a massive effort with herself. She always tries to stay positive. So would you just say your message really is all about kind of trying to be positive and accepting the condition? What would you say that's really where 100%. You come from?
Don't think you are a victim. You're not a victim there. It's all about self-controlling. It's definitely to accept, make everyone, your loved ones, aware of it, that you might suffer. If you have been diagnosed, I would definitely inform my closest family, my friends, for them to understand. You don't have to pretend, and you don't have to stay in a pub for long hours when you really feel in pain, and then the next day you stay in bed with hot water bottle. This is not the point. The point is to enjoy yourself as much you can, and your body allows you, then have a rest, and then go back to have fun, really. So stay positive, because what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, isn't it? And definitely pass over this message to all your girlfriends. Ask. I'm sure there is another friend of yours, someone with whom you work with, someone in your family who possibly have the same symptoms. So don't keep it quiet, just speak out.
It must be so hard. I mean, we all know what it's like to have a period. We all know how painful they are. But this is something that will take over your life, and it's more intense. It must be something like, we all know what it's like to have a bad 5 days of period, but this is something that you don't just have a period and you have your pain, but you
Yeah.
have pain. It's quite an ongoing thing.
Yes.
So it's very natural that you can get, it's going to be quite hard mentally and physically on you. And I think really the accepting that it's something that unfortunately you can't do anything about, in the case of curing it, but there are so many ways around it that can kind of
Yeah.
help you with the condition. And you'd be surprised at actually how many other women actually probably go through it. And it's not until I met Marta that she was telling me about it, and since then I've heard more things about it. And now, you know, there are people, as I said, I've got people in my family that are going through the tests to have it done. So it's something important that we should all raise
Yeah.
awareness about, because it's there, definitely out there, and it's affecting a lot of women. So if this is something that you think you have, or that you've been diagnosed with recently, and you're kind of wondering where to go, what the avenues are, there are lots of organisations that you can go to. There is two websites called Endometriosis She Trust UK and Endometriosis UK. There are also lots of blogs and lots of things about it. From what Marta has mentioned to me, is a few of them don't always have the most positive message. A lot of them, obviously it's a hard condition, so there's a lot of people that are, you know, they're going through it, and they're probably going through it, and then they're writing about it, and they're bringing it out to everyone. So be careful of what you choose to read, be careful of what you want to put yourself through. By all means, get the support and the constructive support.
Yes.
But just try not to go down the slope of being too negative with it, basically. That's what I would say.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. I really hope that this has given you a little bit more of an outlook on endometriosis, and I would really like to thank Marta for being my guest and talking about it.
Absolutely.
And yes, you can follow me, subscribe, like all my stuff on makeup, hair,
Yay.
general women's confidence, empowering each other to stick together. You can find it all on Struct Bible. That's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. That's from us for now. Give me a big hug.
Thank you.
Oh, darling. And yes, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And we shall see you soon. Mwah.
Bye.
Thank you.